how's it going? Today I'm going to show you the new Arcteryx Mantis 1 revision. This was done in early 2022, and I also have the old model here. This is the one I've been using for about a year and a half, and the new one I got as a gift for someone, so I'm more so just going to be going through the differences between them. So right off the bat, the main difference in design, you're going to see the logo right in the center there, as opposed to this one being off to the side. A little bit brighter on the new one too. Looking at the stitching, you'll see on the bottom, the new one has one piece of material coming up. It looks really clean, really nice. On the old one, they have it as a separate. They have the stitching that comes around that front pocket. But that does kind of change the packing out of this bag. I guess the other one being on the back external pocket here, they have their brand stitched in. I think it's a neat detail. Nothing on the old one. So for materials, they got the same materials in them, but the new one uses recycled polyester, and that's really nice for the environment. I believe the old one just had all new all new materials, and it's not really a difference in durability. I think it's just one is more environmentally friendly. For the carry system, same system, but the strap itself is actually thinner on the new one. So I know it's kind of hard to tell. I'm shooting this again because the first time I did it with like all black clothing and a black background, someone commented they can't see anything, and that was totally fair. The strap here, a little bit thinner on the new one again, and I find it a little bit not as robust. Like on the old one, it has a little bit more rigidity to it, and the new one is a little bit more flimsy. I think that might just be though due to the width being smaller or thinner. And then the buckle itself is actually smaller too to match that. So on the old one here, new one, right, the buckle's different there. I really don't think this will be an issue in everyday carry because you're not carrying a whole lot in it. It's only 1.5 liters. So, you know, you're not going to have too much weight in it, and it won't be digging in too much. Maybe the biggest issue is if you use it without a t-shirt or a sweater, you might feel it against the skin, cutting a little bit there. So for the back, you know, same external pocket here, but on the new one, it's actually wider. I think that's mainly to accommodate some of the larger phones that are coming out nowadays. So you can get some of those Pro or Plus phones in here easier with that width. And I believe it's about the same depth. I wouldn't say that's so different, but you'll see at the bottom, it even flares out a little bit there. Something I've done on the old one a lot is where those loops are and they're attached with the strap, I will stick in maybe a pen or a thin multi-tool, something like that, and you know, it fits in there nicely. On the new one, they've recessed the loops into the back a little bit more, and I think that's a cleaner look, but when I was putting in maybe like my Fisher Space Pen, I would notice it was a little bit tighter. Not a big deal, and I mean, they're not meant for that. It was just a nice addition I discovered. So, you know, not a big deal there, but if it is something you do, you'll see like the Sharpie head kind of sticking out. Actually, I should note on the new one, the way they attach the strap, I can see if I can show it here. They have the strap kind of loop in and come around that loop. So you could actually just take it right off. Really nice, put it back on when you want it, you know, use it just as a pouch or like an admin pouch, you know, when you want to do that, and then secure it back on. On the old one, it's a little bit easier to see with the loop being a bit more proud. The strap kind of comes in and then they stitched it on. So if you want to take it off, you gotta cut it. And then I've seen some people use like the Peak Design camera straps for these guys, and I think that's a great idea. You know, a lot more width to the strap, more comfortable. You can, you know, easier to take it on and off if you want to use it between a pouch and a big bag, and then just your everyday carry on your body. So on this one, right, no cutting, just loosen it up, pull it out, and then do what you will with it. So I think that's a nice addition, and it won't really change the usage of the bag. You know, if you don't end up doing any of that, you probably won't notice anything. And yeah, so like what I would do on the old one, you know, I'll just tighten this right up, and then I'll loop this around and stuff it into that back external pocket. So getting into the first pocket here on the front, on the old one, right? Open it up. You have a key leash in there. It has its own built-in dimension. It's great. On the new one, there's no key leash, and it feels tighter. It doesn't feel like it goes down as far. It feels like it stops maybe half an inch higher up. And as I was loading stuff in there, I could pretty much fit the same amount of stuff, you know, like lip chap, hand sanitizer, right? Maybe like some cologne or something, right? Easy, no problem. Would have been nice for the key leash to be there. I really enjoyed that about the old model. Oh, and the zippers are the same. They're all reverse coil YKK zips. Same size. See if I can see it here. I believe it's a number 5. It's a number 5 YKK zip. So nice, smooth. The difference here just being this guy is a 1.5 years old. He's been around the world, so he's gotten, you know, some use and needs a little bit of cleaning. So for that main compartment, they got 2 zippers, you know, both of them. That's fine. Same pocket, sorry, not the same pocket, but same size. It's just they've changed how they put some of the internal parts here. So like the sleeve is different and the pocket. So on the new one, they have this sleeve here and it's stitched into the front of the bag and it doesn't go down all the way. So if you throw in, let's show the hand sanitizer. It stays nice and elevated, so you don't have to go rummaging around in there. And I really like that about it. I think that's a neat idea. Whereas on the old one, that sleeve is stitched into the back of the bag and it goes down all the way. So I would typically take like a notebook and just slide that in there and it keeps it nicely separated. And then the rest of my stuff, you know, I'd throw in sunglasses and headphones and whatnot. That'd be fine. And the internal pocket on the old one is on the front. It's not the largest, but it was great for a couple cables, maybe some mints. Something you don't use a lot, you just want to keep it separated. I thought that was great. I love that. On the new one, they have that internal pocket instead of on the front, because that's where they put that sleeve now. They put it on the back, so it's much larger. The zipper goes right along the entirety of the back, and they have this pocket here. And there's no mesh lining to it, so it's not like it's meant for a phone or sunglasses. And they also put the key leash in there. So where I'd usually put that notebook along the back of this bag, you know, between that divider, if I were to try and do that here, it doesn't quite work. You can fight with it and really force it in, but it being a zipper, it just doesn't really allow it in. It kind of catches on it and gets tight. So if I were to maybe put my keys there, it seems like a pretty big pocket just for your keys. Maybe you could put some other stuff in there. I just don't like the idea of putting my keys there, because now when I'm using it and I get to the door, I now have to unzip the main compartment, unzip the back compartment, pull the keys out. Pull the keys out and use them, stick them back in, zip close, zip close. It's a lot going on. So I really liked it on the old one being on the front here, because you could just have them there, one zipper, a little bit easier access for something like that. So maybe if I just stick like my wallet in the back compartment on the new one, right? And I take a notebook, just put it in front of that, in the main compartment there. And then if I want to put maybe on this elevated divider pocket my headphones, that works. And then I could maybe get my sunglasses on there too. So all these items, you know, you can still get them in. That's pretty packed out. And then using that front compartment, I'm not sure if you can see it there, but those headphones and the sunglasses are really pushing up against it. And because it doesn't have its own dimension, you're really going to be fighting for it. So let's try and get the hand sanitizer and you can kind of see how they stick up. And if I force them, not really. I kind of have to do it sideways, not a big deal. But it was just something to note, because on the old one, these items would just slip in, no problem. That one is a little bit too tight. So there it is, fully packed out, and you can see it's a nice streamlined design. I really like that about it. I just don't like how it's a lot tighter in use. once you're kind of going about with it. If you try to, you know, open that out, you can kind of see it's right at the top and you're not going to fit anything else in there. Or if you did have some stuff in there at the bottom, you got to take it out, get to it, and put the stuff back in. It's not like you can just move it aside inside there. So it's still something worth looking at, I'd say, as far as fanny packs go, because it has great materials, great, it still has great usage, all those things. It's just, if you're coming from the old one into the new one, you're going to see these differences right off the bat. It was something that hit me, and, you know, I was not expecting that. This fanny pack, again, coming in at about 1.5 liters. I think it's a great size between maybe something like a Bellroy Sling Mini. This is about 4 liters, and, you know, with its expansion, you can get quite big. And you can fit, you know, all these items plus some. But when that's too much and you just want something a little bit more streamlined, I think this is great. Last thing to note, if you're looking at some of these flaws and they're kind of bugging you, you can still get this old one. I believe it's at some of those outdoor retailers like Mac, Sale, REI. I think they still have them. I'm sure other retailers out there still have it as well. So it's not like it's a lesser bag in any way. Same durability, same zipper, same pockets. It's just, I find this new one a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more refined as far as design goes. It's just maybe not so much as far as functionality goes. But if all those things are fine with you, it's still a great bag. Yeah, that's the Arcteryx Mantis 1 revision. Thanks.